So I'm going to do a little one-on-one on how to repair sort of classic tap washer valve inside of a normal basin tap. I've made a mock-up. Basically this is without a basin, so it's easy to show you all the workings. Obviously you've got the tap head itself here, your spindle cartridge will be in here, your washer should be on the spindle about there. Basically your water flow comes up here, comes out the spout. Your washer here basically moves up and down, which opens and closes that opening there, which obviously allows water in and out. That's your back nut for the tap, so that would tighten up to the bottom of the basin. You would have some degree of half-inch connection onto the bottom of the tap, whether or not be a tap connector or you would have a flexi, same thing, 24mm nut, give or take a little bit, that connects onto the bottom of there. You'll either have a rubber or the likes of that, you'll have a rubber in, or you'll have an NV type with a half-inch fibre washer. Hopefully going down the line you will have isolation valve, which should look like that. Obviously it's in a closed position now. Obviously before you work on any tap you should have it isolated either here or at your main stop tap. Either or, you don't want to be doing it with the water on, ideally. So what's happened here is it's basically the spindle itself's jammed up, so you've only got what, a full turn, so it's not letting the spindle open or shut, so you're getting poor water flow at the tap. If you take the cap off, every tap should have some degree of screw in there. I'll have to see if I can get that out in a minute. In there, if not, you would have, well, on these sort of taps you always have a screw head in, ideally, but I'll see if I can get this off and go from there. So I have just undone that nut there. See, that's just a crosshead, so that should come out. Once you've got that out, see there's nothing in there. That's the top of the cartridge itself there. So if you pull that off, I have just used the tool to get that off. I'll show you in a second. So that is your cartridge head there, the spindle head. Right, so that screws come out. That's the top of the cartridge there. Now once that comes off, it will show you the top of the spindle itself, and that's obviously the cartridge going down to the washer. I did use this tool here, that clamps over the head. Now put this head back on there like that. That opens up, that locks into there, and then when you turn that, it basically pushes that down, pulls the head off. Just makes it slightly a little bit easier. Once you get that off, take that off. Basically just a shroud for the top. You can see it's well and truly seized up here. So I'll give it a go, try and getting that off, and I'll go from there. So the only thing you need, I mean, it's pretty hard to see that actually. It's basically just got a hex, 17mm hex nut around there. Now, obviously I have just cracked this off to make it easier on the video. If you put a 17mm spanner around, crack that off, you should just hand tight it and get that out there. So if you look there, basically what's happened is it's jammed up solid inside of that. Now there is a circlip, I can't focus on that. There is a circlip on there which you can just see. I'm going to remove that off basically, I'll show you in bits. You should have like a threaded bar going down there, which is what that moves up and down on. What's happened is it's just jammed up on there, which isn't allowing it to turn. Let's try so as you can see there, I've just basically pushed it to one side there. So that is what's actually stopping the spindle from coming out. So if you take that out fully, you'll then be able to knock the actual spindle down through that, which will release it and give it a bit of a clean up there. So all I've done there is basically got that. Keep that in your hand. I can't put my phone down. Keep that in your hand and then knock the top of the spindle in with the spanner. Basically what it'll do is it'll just push that down like that, which will leave you the next bit of the cartridge. Now, if you can see that, that's all good stuff. Now, if that should move up and down like that, which is where you get your movement down from the spindle. So that's basically what moves. You have this bit here, which is your tap washer. Now, what I would normally do is replace that, take that screw out, find another replacement, or depending on whether or not it's been done before, take that screw out, I'll show you now, and flip that round, and basically you should have a new surface on the opposite side, which is just giving you a new washer. Right, so what I had to do there, let's just jam that up. I've took that screw out. Now, if you can get a rubber screw that in there, flip that around. Now, if you have a lot of that, it's basically a perfect new rubber on the inside of that. So I can push that back in. It should go. Relatively easy. Put your screw back in. Tighten your screw up. Now I'll give you a nice new surface. Let's make sure that's sitting in there. So that gives you a nice new rubber. On the one side, have a quick look at that. Oh. Does look a bit okay there. Now I've got some all-purpose grease that will just run on there, just to give that a good thread. Now that is a reverse thread into there, so you have to be aware of that. Once that's in, if you can find out what you've done with the rest of the tab, there we go. Now that will push back into there. You will have to give that a tap with the spanner again. If you can find it to go in. So there, what's happened to it? Let's push itself back in. Now put the head back on there, just to see if it works. Now, if you spin that head, you can see that the actual tap washer itself, which is an important, itself moves up and down and then comes back in once you obviously wind it anti-clockwise. Obviously the circlet isn't in, but just make sure you've got that movement. Take that off, set it up. There we go, eventually got that back in. Now you need to make sure that's knocked back in until you can get that ring back onto its collar itself. Now I just want to get a flathead screw to that, push that back in. You'll know when it's sitting back in. There you go. So that there, you can just about see it's sitting in there properly. Now, put the head back on there. Put that back in. You can feel it spinning in your hand as well. Tell a lie, it's not back in. So, for the tail of the tail there. Just do a double check so it's not in. If you have a look inside there, basically it's got a hex head in there. So you need to line that hex head itself up with that, which it doesn't want to go. There we go. Nice and easy, that one. Then push that back on. Click that back in there. Now you can try it again, which means you can see that coming out. Push that all the way back up, take the head off. Now what you're going to do is you're going to thread that back into your top. 17mm spanner again. Give that a nice tighten up. Spin along, make a shroud on the top itself. Then head on the shroud, so screw, put the screw back in, tighten the screw up. Now what you have is, you've got a fully moving top, and it's cost you nothing to fix. You haven't had to buy any parts, and anyone can do that. All you need is 17mm spanner, a Phillips and a flathead. You don't really need that, you can get it off if you hit it. And then you'll be able to turn your water back on, and then your tap's working bang on like it should do. As I say, no parts, very little effort, only 2 tools. Make your hands dirty like, but you know, hope it helps.